Hello, once again, it's another episode of the Uncanny Spirits Club, and this is a twofer. Well, this is the second part of it. I did the Rheingeist hard tea earlier, as far as recordings go. I don't know if I'm going to have this. I think it's all in order, so that's whenever you saw that last. This is directly after that, and so not feeling too good, but I'm still got content to create, so got to get to it. So I picked up something that I didn't really know about, but I kind of should have assumed that it was going to exist because their competitors all do the same kind of thing. So, what I've got here is Jim Beam Rye whiskey. Now, I've had regular Jim Beam, I've had a few other different kinds of Jim Beam. I've done the Jim Beam Double Oak and the Devil's Cut and the Extra Black and that kind of stuff on the channel here before, but I've not done the rye. I don't know if they carried the rye in my local grocery store and I just didn't notice, or maybe it's a recent thing, but I'm going to give it a try. It opens up a good possibility for the future because I know Jack Daniels has a rye now and a lot of other people have a rye. So, what I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to do some more versus videos. I used to do them a lot before when I first got started, and I kind of started focusing on just one at a time. But I'm going to do some classic matchups, some head to heads versus some old friends and enemies. Jim Beam versus Jack Daniels for one, and a few of the other things just for fun. But for now, I've got the Jim Beam Rye, and this was 16.99 in my local grocery stores here in Ohio. It is 80 proof, so 40% alcohol. Aged in new charred white oak barrels, distinctly dry spiced rye, has a bold flavor and a long, soft finish, according to Jim Beam. So we're gonna give it a try. It is a screw top because generally American whiskeys and bourbons, once they get below a certain uh, cost threshold, then they're usually screw top rather than cork. It smells. It smells kind of like a rye. It doesn't smell great though. It smells like it's going to disappoint me. I don't know. It smells kind of musty, but not as if like it's been spoiled or anything. It's just maybe too much of the barrel in there. But we're going to see how this goes. My nose is off because earlier when I did the video for the Rheingeist hard tea, it smelled like, and I'll stick by it, it smelled like homemade unbaked pizza. Like if you make pizza at home and you've got the dough and you've got the cheese and you got the sauce on it and you haven't put it in the oven yet, it's still cold. You're getting ready to put it in. This smells like that. Not this. The Rheingeist did. So, and since it's the same night, my nose is probably a little bit off still. I don't know what the deal is. I don't think it's the big scurryverse, but who knows? I don't worry about that. So, ooh, people are going to be mad I said that, but I don't worry about it. Had it enough times. Still here. Don't care. Be mad. Um, it does smell kind of like a rye, but it does smell kind of lower quality for sure. Which at 16.99 is kind of a given, I guess. Although I've had some really good things under 20 bucks. I have not had a lot of great ryes under 20 bucks though. So let's see what this is like. It's very mild. It sinks in the chest in kind of an unpleasant way though. Like sometimes you get a good bourbon or a good whiskey that has a fire and a heat that goes on down and warms you all up, good for like a cold day. This kind of sinks like a stone. down into the chest here. But the taste is really mild. It's not very spicy at all. It doesn't have a lot of spicy rye indicators. There's there's some distinctive Jim Beam notes in there, but even then that's a little muted. Normal Jim Beam has a bit of bite to it, kind of like Jack Daniels does. It has a bit of bite. And this doesn't really have that. It's very mild, very easy on the mouth, very easy on the palate. It just kind of sinks like a stone into your chest, though, which could be like a heartburn maker if you have too much of this, but it's like a very, very mild Jim Beam. It tastes like it should be less than 80 proof, but I don't know. It doesn't taste necessarily like it's been watered down, but it does, like, I don't know. It's just definitely not as strong a flavor as I would have expected. I would have expected at least the standard Jim Beam taste to be pretty solid with whatever, with or without the actual rye flavor in there, but this is kind of diminished, I would say. It's kind of numbing my tongue a little bit, but not like in a sharp fashion. Let's do a second one now that the palate's adjusted and see if the flavor comes out anymore. A little bit. There's a little bit more of the Jim Beam taste now in the back by the cheekbones, back of the jaw, but super mild. Like not it just doesn't taste like there's much going on, which is kind of surprising. It's not bad. Like I'm not finding that I don't like it. I'm just finding that I feel like I should want to like it better, and I just don't have anything. There's nothing special about it. It's got a very, although the second one I will say didn't sink as bad into the chest as the first one. So it has that going for it, but it makes it even more of an easy drinker, which is fine. If you're looking for an easy sipping Jim Beam, this is it. And for $16.99, you can't really go too wrong. But there's nothing flashy about it. There's nothing spicy about it. There's nothing rye in character about it. Taste wise, you can get some of that, but I might as well have just bought a regular bottle of Jim Beam, to be honest. It would have been slightly better, or at least a more dramatic. It would have made more of an impact, I think, because this isn't doing too much for me. It's not bad. I can't say anything bad about the flavor. Like I don't feel like, oh, that's gross, that's disgusting. I don't, but it's not impressive, which is kind of disappointing because I would have thought that there would have been something in there. And I'm pretty sure I've had the Jack Daniels Rye. I don't know if I've reviewed it on the channel, but now I definitely need to get it. It's more expensive. The Jack Daniels Rye is more expensive than the Jim Beam. And I believe by more than just a few bucks. I believe it's up into the 20-something, or maybe 30-something at my grocery store. I think. It's not this price. It's not $16.99, I'll say that. It's not under $20. So now I have to taste that for sure. That might be a good versus, to be honest. I'm gonna be going to the store in another few days here. I got a big day. I gotta get a laundry machine, a washer. I don't know why I called it a laundry machine. I have to get a washer, and I have to get some cat food for the cats and things. And I might stop and see about picking up a bottle of the Jack Daniels Rye and seeing how that stacks up because it is more expensive. And I feel like I've had it before, but maybe I haven't because now it's not coming to mind. I think if it was a definite better than this or more distinctive than this, I would remember that. So maybe I haven't had it yet. I'll have to go back and take a look. So we'll have to get up a bottle of that, and we'll have to do a versus first on the Ryes and see which one makes more of an impact and which is worth the money. Because again, I mean, this is under $20. It's an easy drinker. It's standard proof, 80. I just thought there'd be more to it. And I'm kind of disappointed that there isn't. And maybe if I hadn't expected more from it, I wouldn't be having this problem. But I don't know. I mean, there's other things for under $20 that have more flavor, that are flashier, that are more impressive than this is. And from somebody like Jim Beam, you would expect it to be like, okay, at least have something distinctive, and it just isn't. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But sometimes you have that, and so I'll get the Jack Daniel's Rye, and I'll do a comparison at some point and see how they stack up to each other, and see if the price increase is worth the difference for the Jack Daniel's versus the Jim Beam. So there's that. On that terrible disappointment, if anybody knows the reference, that's all for now. And until next time.